and the Dietitian.
I'm Chef AJ.
And I'm Julieanna Hever, the Plant-Based Dietitian.
Together, we're the Chef and the Dietitian, and we make healthy taste delicious. Do you have Rip's new book, My Beef with Meat?
I do.
It's a great book, right?
I haven't read most, I've read some of it.
Well, it's a great book, great recipes by his sister Jane Esselstyn. So I'm taking my favorite recipe from My Beef with Meat called Polenta Stacks. I think she called them Dr. Seuss's Polenta Stacks. I did a little tweak because she puts a walnut sauce on them. I don't eat nuts. I am not saying nuts are unhealthy. I am not telling you not to eat nuts. So please don't send angry emails. But for me, I don't eat nuts. They're a trigger food for me. I can't eat them without overeating. So instead of putting walnut sauce in between, I got this idea from Wendy, Healthy Girl Kitchen, great blogger in Cleveland, to use a pesto sauce. Now, pesto sauce still can be high in fat. When we did the pesto stuffed mushrooms, we used pine nuts, which are great, but they can be really expensive. At one point, they were almost $30
Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, I stopped buying them.
But beans can be very, very inexpensive, 49 cents a pound instead of $30 a pound. So I'm using the cannellini bean, like you say, very neutral tasting. Instead of using a couple of pine nuts, I'm using a carton of beans, and I'm just throwing it over there.
Let's chat. It's going crazy.
Right.
By the way, I'm obsessed with these because I'm gluten-free.
Me too.
I eat these every day.
We're like
I'm
twins,
obsessed.
separated by 15 years.
And I like soy. I'm not allergic to soy. And you're not allergic to. There's something.
I am allergic to soy.
Right. And there's something else that.
Soy and wheat, and what was the third thing? Soy, wheat. There's 3 things. Oh my God, I can't even remember my allergies.
I don't know.
Soy, wheat, and
nuts now? But
not really
allergic.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just.
So we're making basil pesto.
Okay, basil pesto, but we're making it
low fat.
Very low fat.
And this is so good because of all the fiber, so it takes the cholesterol out of your bloodstream.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
So I do about an ounce of basil. You know, for me, you can't have too much basil.
I
quite
know.
Honestly,
I love
2
basil.
or 3 cloves of garlic. Can't have too much of that. Now, 1 tablespoon of low-sodium miso. So I am using the chickpea miso instead of the soy. And then it's usually the juice of 1 lemon, and we've already squeezed these. So generally, 1 lemon is about 1/4 cup of juice, which is 4 tablespoons. But we'll taste this to make sure.
And it has the zest in there too.
Oh yeah, zest is great. Always use the zest if it's organic.
And these are the Meyer lemons, so it's got a little
even sweeter, right?
I love them.
Yeah. So we're just going to puree this.
The garlic is my nose, so it's not great.
I usually smush it first. Oh, good idea.
No, but there's something I think that I'm allergic, or I can't even.
That's it. I don't eat soy. I don't eat wheat.
Is it all gluten or just wheat?
I don't eat gluten anymore, so at all.
I can't eat it. I used to be okay with barley, and now I can't eat barley.
I love barley. So, let me just taste it. I'm going to see if it has enough lemon. It has enough. So let me show you. I might have shown you this before, but nobody wants to double dip or use the same spoon or stick their finger in. So what they taught us in culinary school is to keep it sterile.
So
I'm
we get all your
touching it on my hand. I'm not touching it with this.
So then we get all your hand germs.
Oh my God, it's so good. I mean, you don't need fat for flavor. This tastes exactly like the most rich, delicious pesto. Excellent. Okay, so now here's how we assemble it. And we did some of it in advance. I love cooking on these things called silpat because parchment paper, let's face it, for the environment, I think it's wasteful. These are oven safe to at least 450 degrees, if not more. And this is a new one, but I've had my original one for over 20 years.
Wow, they lasted that long for you?
It
Mine
still does.
Wow, I didn't get new ones.
So this is polenta. We got it in a tube. It will have salt. If you want to be completely salt-free, you need to make it your own. But the tube, they sell it at most stores. It looks like a little salami.
And it's non-GMO. The Whole Foods
Isn't
brand
that
has
great?
non-GMO
It's
corn.
awesome. So
make sure when you get corn it says non-GMO.
So polenta is basically cornmeal.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's gluten-free. So what you do is you slice these into little slices, and I bake them at 350 for about 20 minutes. I flip them in the middle.
Me too.
And the only hard thing about this recipe is trying to find tomatoes and sweet potatoes that are roughly
the same size.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, I did a pretty good job here.
You did a great job.
I picked the perfect one. You can leave the peel on, especially if it's organic. There's fiber and nutrients in the skin. So now we start the assembly process. Okay. So we take our polenta and do a little bit of the pesto, a sweet potato, a little more pesto,
And then tomato.
And then you're going to put a tomato on top for me, and I'll keep going. We can do assembly line.
Do I drizzle it with this? Or
Well, wait, let's
later?
do it all.
Okay.
Let's do them all together. But again, you don't want it so much pesto that it
can even put a
overpowers
dollop
the dish. The pesto, I serve these to company all the time. They go nuts.
I bet.
And if
These are great to serve. Look how
and the
beautiful
thing is,
they
since
are.
we're going to serve them at room temperature instead of hot, this can be done ahead of time. Oops, forgot that. I can.
Don't be stingy with your basil
No, we
pesto,
don't.
lady.
Oh, but it's so good, the pesto. You don't need all those nuts.
No,
You
that
really
the beans
don't.
do all the difference with the fiber and everything. It fills you all
We
up.
can put like
Is
6
that
on
good?
the plate. Yeah, or 5. We'll put one in the middle. We'll do 5. That's plenty.
Okay, perfect.
So what I would do
Try to find the
is
perfect count.
probably,
Ah,
I would probably put just a little on top, just for color, to
You
make
won't
it
work on
look
that
a
one.
little pretty. And then do a zigzag if you like,
Okay. Get
Okay.
fancy with the balsamic. This is my favorite balsamic reduction.
So-
It's so good.
This
You don't
is
have to reduce it yourself.
Upside down. Yep. And there's no sugar in it.
And there's no sugar.
So
And it's thick.
it's true. It takes a, so there you go. And then just
All right, I'll try to do
just
it.
like, oh, beautiful. Oh, do another one.
Well,
like
okay.
going the other way.
Oh, okay. We're getting crazy here.
Beautiful.
It's Chef and the Dietitian today.
So again, you
How
can
do we eat it? That's my question. Without
Okay,
making a whole.
well,
it's probably not very socially.
It's a little bit more
Especially on
challenging
camera.
to eat. So
Okay.
I'll tell you
Any
what.
hints?
I'll take one for the team. I'm
Okay.
gonna
I'll
pick
do
it
it.
up.
I don't care.
I'm gonna
It's
pick
too
it
good
up.
to
And,
just bite it and go for it.
oh my God. Rip and Jane Esselstyn, I love you. I love your parents.
That's really good. That's a keeper, and it's good with the basil. I haven't tried the walnut sauce, but
This is so good. Serve this for company.
excellent.
If you hear something in the bathroom, it's a dog.
In the background, not the bathroom.
If you hear something in the bathroom, hopefully it won't get on this show. So thank you so much for watching another episode of The Chef.
And the dietitian.
And remember, if you want healthy in your kitchen,
And fun with the puppy.
ask the chef.
And the dietitian.
Ask